Today we are creating a different kind of a story as we are taking over a club from a league that is actually not in FC25. The record champion, 35-time Hungarian champions, Ferencváros, are today the team to be taken over to glory. Hungarian football has never been as good as in the 1950s when they had players like Ferenc Púskas, a player who played for Real Madrid up top. And so today we are going to try and find the next Ferenc Púskas as well as other Hungarian superstars, as we are only allowed to sign Hungarian players in this rebuild. Having a look at this squad, I can only see 3 Hungarian players. Varga up top, he's 75 rated. Bozsik net is 78 rated but already 33, and Kazan on right back, he's 19 but only 62 rated. Otherwise we have players from various different nationalities: Belgium, Ivory Coast, Nigeria, Tunisia, a lot of African players actually, Sivic also from Bosnia. But we of course need to find new players, and the youth academy is certainly going to help us with that. Precisely, it is going to be Sebastian Wheatley helping us out with the youth academy. 5-star, just bought him for about, I think it was like 3 million. And he is going to look for players in every single position, basically. If we want to make any signings this season, we certainly will need to do that, but we have 6 million in the bank, and I want to get rid of a few players that are not Hungarian, which there are a lot of in this squad. Of course, as the Hungarian league is not in the game, I've put Ferencváros in the championship, so we have to compete with the likes of Blackburn Rovers, Luton Town, Leeds United, Sheffield United and others here to get out of the championship. I think that is the right level to start off with for the Hungarians. Just based on our formation, I'm going to go with the wing play tactical vision, at least for now, until we've sorted out all the players. We've basically sold half the squad, all the players that are not Hungarian: Zakariasen, Abdufani, Cisse, Pesic, Keita, Ramirez, and then loaned out 3 Hungarians as well. Which means that we are up to around 37 million, which is crazy in the championship, and actually for a Hungarian club. We will not use all of that money, but we will use a chunk of it. The first player we are signing is a new number 10, a cam, coming in from Germany, 19 years of age. It is Christian Lichtes. It could be that I butcher some of the names, but he comes in for 2.2 million from Frankfurt. Next up is a man coming in on a free. I used him in my last rebuild. It is a CDM, a center midfielder who can be converted easily to a CDM. 22 years of age, 70 overall, a free agent, Mihaili Kata, joining Ferencváros. Next up, on a 5-year deal, we are bringing in one of the hottest prospects in Hungarian football right now, a center back. Coming in from Girona, it is Antal Jakobishvili for only 130k plus Raúl Gustavo, who was at our club. We have further cleared out the club, selling Adama Traore, not the one you know. He goes to Feyenoord, he's already 29, 74 rated, as well as Mohamed Ben Romdan, just to get Christian Lichtes the necessary game time. He goes to Lyon for 6.5 million. As well as Ismail Anneba, a centre back to Antwerp in Belgium. That is again so that Jakobishvili will get some game time. Of course, Salah is still higher rated, as well as Gartenmann. I'm trying actually to sell Gartenmann still. I think it might not be possible, but at least Jakobishvili is then the backup. Kata in midfield, he's a starter. We do have Lichtes now, the starter with the departure of the Tunisian cam. And Varga up top for the first seasons should be fine. And this team should actually be doing quite well with the academy working in the background. We've already found a whole list of ballers in the youth academy. A goalkeeper, 85 to 91 potential in Varga. Jakab, a left back, 79 to 94 potential. A centre back, Nemes, 76 to 94. And a right back, Kukshera, 81 to 94 potential. We've got Nagy, who is already 16, 61 rated. He gets promoted to the senior team right away. Along with this Tot guy, the striker. We don't have a lot of backup strikers right now at the club, but as you can see, some talents found already within the first. The Ferencváros side is kind of cracked. 100 points in our very first season. The runaway champions of the championship. I have a feeling we are too strong for this division. 13 points ahead of Sunderland. Cup in the first season goes to Liverpool over Palace. Here we've been knocked out early doors by Oxford United on pens. And the Carabao goes to Arsenal over Ipswich. Here we've also been knocked out by Newcastle United, a strong team, on penalties as well. Who did what then? I mean, our striker Varga scored 32 goals, 27 and 10 for Cirkovic, 17 and 16 for Romans. Those are not Hungarians. The best Hungarian was Listes with 5 goals and 2 assists. That has to get better though. And Varga, of course, with his 32 goals. We've still sold a few players at the end of the season. Mizichan goes to Braga, Gartenmann to Lille, Saldania, the Brazilian, to Roma, and David Groff, he's already 36, goes to Alveda. We've had an absolutely wonderful first season here, but the question is now, how will we fare in the Premier League? Of course, in our quest to further Hungarianize this side. At the start of the second season, we are going in for a free agent, left midfielder, to give us a little bit of experience. He's already 32. He was approached by Hoffenheim, but we snapped him up with his Zsolt Nagy. Once again, trimmed down the squad, selling Kehinde and Makrekis, as well as loaning out 3 youth academy players in Tot, Nagy and Sezonka. Nagy actually, same name than Zsolt Nagy we bought in. Team now looks much more Hungarian already. Varga, Listes, Nagy on the left midfield spot. We do have Saloy and Jakobishvili in centre back. No centre back on the bench, of course. Romao and Papoe can play there, especially Romao. Dibush still in at he's 79 rated at the age of 34. I do believe that this side is not good enough to survive the Premier League, but we'll see that over the course of the season. I'm not too stressed either. I'm not finished yet though, as we bring in the greatest Hungarian talent right now on the market. He's playing for Sevilla for some reason, and we bring him back home. With that promotion money, 50 million for Milos Kerkez, one of the most exciting left backs in the game. It's fair to say that with his help, he's the best player in the team by far, but we could at least give us a little bit of a fighting chance to not get relegated straight away again, because that is what would have happened with, of course, Sivic on the left back spot. Another star in the making is Vencel Nemes, 74 to 94 potential, 17 years old, 64 rated. We're going to promote him. Brilliant first season. 11th place in the Premier League in our very first season, ahead of the likes of Brentford, Brighton. So we've done a magnificent job. 44 points, clearly good enough to finish in mid-table. The FA Cup goes to Manchester City over Preston of all teams. We've been knocked out by West Ham right away, early doors in round 3. And the Carabao goes to Liverpool over Manchester City. Here we've been knocked out by Derby County from the Championship in round 3. Looking at the stats, 19 goals for Listes, who is up to a 76 our cam, 18 goals for Barnabas Varga, 6 and 4 for József. Look at the drop-off between Listes, Varga and then József. I've also promoted both Nemes and Ceres, 2 centre-backs who will get their loan move for 2 years. I do believe we do not need any more youth academy talents now. We have got them all loaned out just to get them developed, and we even in the meantime finish in 11th spot. I wouldn't have expected that, to be honest, at the start of this season. I would have expected us to be in the relegation scrap, but oh well, it's better than I expected. We're bringing in a new right back, 26 years of age, 71 rated. He's going to be the starter. It's the best Hungarian right back I could find for the moment being. Benedus Bola joining us from Rapid Vienna for 2 million. In this transfer window, we sold a couple of players. Julio Romao, the Brazilian, goes to Watford. Of course, no Hungarian. And Aldarcivic goes to Coventry City for 2.3 million. Not a lot of money spent or received, but still, we've made a few loan moves. Jakab Todt, Radnoti Todt, and Oros. Actually, 2 players with the same name here as well. For our second season in the Premier League, this is how the team is looking like. Bola comes in for Kazan, he's 3 higher rated. Cirkovic still stays on that right midfield spot. Listes at cam, he's 77 rated. Nagy is in his final season, so we will need to replace him next year. Varga up top. Actually, I might see if I can replace Nagy now already. We're simply replacing one Nagy with another Nagy. One is up and coming 17-year-old, one is retiring soon, so might as well play Nagy, Rashmund Nagy on the left. We even sold József to Leganes for 2.5 million just to be able to get Nagy the game time, the young man. I found this Lovas guy in the youth academy, converting him to a right midfielder. He's 16, can get promoted, we need the squad numbers. The end of another season, we've just about survived the drop by 5 points. 10 wins, 11 draws and 17 losses. 73 goals conceded is too much. The FA Cup goes to Manchester United over Chelsea. We've been knocked out in round 3 already. And the Carabao Cup goes to Chelsea as well over Man City. Here we've been knocked out in round 4 by Brighton. Varga is our top scorer with 19 goals. 15 for Listes, up to an 81. 8 goals for Cirkovic and 7 and 11 for Romans. But yeah, apart from Varga and Listes, once again, no real goal scorers in this team. We do have Nagy, the left midfielder, up to a 70 overall. Listes 81, as I said. Jakobishvili is up to a 75. Kerkez up to an 87. Bola, it's 72 with Solai 74. Kata has grown to a 77, but yeah, there is a big discrepancy between, for example, Kerkez and Nagy. 17 points. We have to get Nagy up higher and integrate the other youth academy players, but we might be at risk of relegation when doing this. Finally, we can promote this Kuksera guy with 60 overall already, 84 to 90 potential. Let's end season number 3 and go to season number 4. Hopefully we can establish ourselves further in the Premier League and drop further away from the relegation zone. To find a solution here, because Barnabas Varga is going to retire at the end of the season. Todd might be his replacement, and Shonka can be as well. So Shonka is showing great potential, which is already a good start. Maybe we loan him out for a further season, just so we can get up that rating. In goal, hopefully Varga can come in soon to replace Dibush. Varga is the highest rated potential player. First off this season, I'm going in for a new centre-back. We needed some depth over there. We conceded way too many goals. That's why I've gone in for backup option Attila Sholoi from Espanyol for 1.9 million. Now we've only had him for 1 season, but Bola has been sold to Saudi Arabia for 3 million. Last but not least, for season number 4, we are bringing in a new centre-back. I know we've already brought one in, but I wasn't really sure if we could stay in the division like this. And that's why I've brought in the experienced centre-back Willi Orban for 8 million plus Gabor Salai from RB Leipzig. Orban is 81 rated, that's certainly going to help us, along with Jakobishvili, who's still got a lot of potential to grow. Kerkez and Kajan, of course, now again on the right back. He's 70 rated at the age of 22, which is not too bad. The team, with the exception of Listes and Kerkez, is really average, and of course now Orban. Kata is also coming up, but we will need growth from all the guys, Nagy, even Listes, Cirkovic. We need them to step up this season, otherwise we'll get the end of season 4, and we are in 13th position, so we've climbed back up from 16th last season to 13th this season. It's not too bad actually, 42 points, 10 wins, 12 draws, 16 losses, more like the first season in the first division. Man City only in 8th. And Spurs are the champions. What is going on? It's actually making the double over Aston Villa in the FA Cup. Wow. Whilst we've once again been knocked out quite early on in round 3 by Derby County. That's not great. The Carabao goes to Arsenal over Chelsea. Here we've lost in round 4 to Brentford. Again, round 4 exit in the Carabao. Guy in his final season has stepped up massively. 27 goals for him, 16 for Nagy, who is already 74 rated as well, and 9 goals for Romans. Only 9 this season for Listes, who is at least 84 rated. I can see why we've done quite well. Look at the ratings here. Kerkez 88, okay, Orban down to a 79. But still, Jakobishvili up to a 77. We have Kayan 72. Dibush needs to get replaced ASAP. Listes 84. And Varga will get replaced as well. We are kind of at a breaking point right now because we'll have to replace two of our best players, the goalkeeper and the striker. But let's see what we can do, I guess. Somehow both of our goalkeepers have lost their full potential here. Both of them have no potential tag. Radnoti doesn't have a potential tag either, so Dibush is in his final season. We need to find a solution over there. Maybe send another scout out. I'm picking up CDM for present as well as certainly the future. 22 years of age from Eintracht Frankfurt. For 2.1 million, it is Noah Fennieu joining us. I've actually decided to change Jakab's position from left back to right back because he's right-footed and he can fill in. He's an exciting prospect. He can go onto that right back spot. We can loan out Ola and sell Kajan. I might have found another very talented keeper, Bela Rokush. Hopefully he will not lose his potential. Both Dibush and actually Willi Orban are going to retire at the end of the season. The plan is to replace Orban with one of Nemes or Ceres. And then the plan will also be to replace Dibush with Rokush, who I'm seeing is not actually having a potential tag. I'm going to loan him out for one season to see what can happen over there. We've even sold both Isak Papoe to Sion and Alexander Zirkovic, two of the non-Hungarians, which means that we've basically got a full Hungarian team right now. Look at the amount of players we've loaned out, nearly a whole starting 11. We take a few risks here. Nemes has returned from loan. I'm putting him at right midfield. He's actually a cam, but I'm converting him to right midfield. I should only take a few weeks. Nagy, of course, still the left midfielder. The defense is looking all right with Jakab at right back. But as I said, we are taking a few chances. Certainly with Oroz up top, the new striker, replacing the former goal scorer, our superstar, up top. And he's only 69 rated at the age of 18, but showing great potential. What is this, guys? I've sent out a scout to find me CDMs, and he sent me back only centre backs. One guy can be converted to a CDM, this guy. But I just can't believe this. I'm gonna promote those two players though, especially Reguala, to go through. It has finally happened. We have endured relegation. Only 4 wins all season long. Nothing else could have happened over here. 22 points. I guess at least we've got a chance to rebuild next year in the championship. Those stats look not very appealing either. Oroz with 18 goals in his first season is not bad. 12 for Nagy and 12 for Listas. Listas 87 rated will play in the championship. Kerkez 89 rated will play in the same division. Last but not least, we looked for a couple of good goalkeepers. One CDM we found 85 to 94 potential, but 3 goalkeepers. Certainly this one is going to be interesting. Janos Nagy, as well as probably Farago. Of course, we're going to say goodbye to both Orban and Dibush. Thank you for your service. Need to rebuild from here. I mean, it wasn't good enough anymore. We started off very strong the first season we went to the Premier League, but it went continuously worse, and it was inevitable at one point that we got relegated. Of course, guys, Willi Orban retired with us, and it was only right to go in for his region. As this season we've signed Kolos Kirali from the free agency list, an 18-year-old or 19-year-old, 76 rated centre back. Tila Shalai going to Fenerbahce. Daniel Radnoti goes to Birmingham City. Actually, Shalai played at Fenerbahce, so he returns there. And Vince Varga, one of our former academy players, goes to Groningen because simply he has lost his potential tag. And I want to give a chance to this Nagy guy, especially now that we're in the championship. Once again, a few players also loaned out. We even sold Philippe Romans at the end of the window. He's 32, 79 rated, a long servant of the club. Goes to Burnley. We still get 20 million for him. Around 150 million, but we can't really use it because players like Soboslai wouldn't come here. That wouldn't be realistic, especially not in the championship. And to be honest, we don't even need a player like Soboslai. We need CDMs, not cams. We've got Nagy now in goal for the championship. I don't know, that might really hurt our chances of promotion. Fenjeux is in midfield, he's alright, with Kata. Nemes on right midfield, Listes Cam, Nagy left midfield, and Oroz up top. Those guys, especially Nemes, Listes, Oroz, and Nagy, can really stat pad in the championship. Kirali can also grow very well. Jakobishvili can continue growing well. And Nagy really has to die. What has happened here? We have finished in 18th place in the championship. That is absolutely horrendous. 55 points only. Just about, no, by 19 points, but still. Only 5 positions above relegation to League One. Bristol City have made the FA Cup final and lost to Man City, got obliterated. We've actually made the semi-finals this year, losing to Bristol City in the FA Cup, which is crazy. The Carabao goes to Arsenal over Chelsea. Here we've made round 3 before getting knocked out by Sunderland. What has gone wrong here? Oroz is up to a 78. Fenjeux has scored 14 goals. Oroz 20. Nagy with 13 goals. He's 80 rated. Listes 90 rated playing in the championship. That is crazy. Just like Kerkez 89 rated. We can now even promote this Ödön Pakai guy from the youth academy, 16 years old, 63 rated, our final youth academy player. Guys, I'm really still in shock. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what happened this season. No idea, actually. We've actually sold the likes of Odon Lakatos, Petar Barat, and Moric Pakai, a goalkeeper who, as you can see, is 74 rated, but he has no sort of a potential attack. That's why I've sold him, and I'm still giving Nagy the keys to the castle. Same thing actually applies to Odon Lakatos. CDM going to Başakşehir here. He has lost his potential. Are you for serious, guys? Did you see what I just saw? A 97 rated Hungarian midfielder is at Watford. Watford is probably in the championship as well. That is just... I don't even know what to say. There is also a 19-year-old Hungarian 81 rated from Brighton, a striker, another super player, a lot of young players. I guess we've broken the game. It's the end of season 7 and we are in 5th place, which means we go to the promotion playoffs. We were close to winning the league actually during the whole season, but in the end we come short to Sunderland and Sheffield United. Very close and competitive table over here. We do advance against Leicester City 4-2 on aggregate in the semi-finals to play Leeds United in the final, who we overcome 3-1. We go to the Premier League. We go back, shall I say, to the Prem. Arsenal win a North London derby over Spurs in the FA Cup. This time we haven't made it to the semis. We got knocked out by Leeds. Standard procedure over here. And the Carabao goes to Chelsea over Spurs, another London duel, which we've been knocked out in round 1 this time. Incredible. However, this season we've really delivered, especially Oroz, 37 goals for him. He's the next Púskas. Nagy with 18 goals, 14 and 12 for Listes, and 8 goals even for Fenjeux from CDM. We have overcome the championship in the most grueling way, going through those playoffs. But we have done it, finishing in 5th place, winning the championship playoffs. That is how you do it, back into the Premier League and better prepared this time. I'm actually not making any changes to this team. Fenjeux and Kata are probably the weakest links here, 80 and 78 rated, but they are still way better than they were before. And when we got relegated, the team was much worse. We are in a much better place now, even with a 77 rated keeper. He's an exciting prospect now, and I do believe we can do wonderful things. The end of season 8 and we finish in 11th place upon our return to the Premier League. 51 points, 30 after 38 games, 14 wins, 9 draws, 15 losses. Smack bang mid-table, the champions are Arsenal ahead of Manchester City. The FA Cup goes to Brighton over Palace. We've actually made the semi-finals before getting knocked out by Brighton. And Arsenal win the Carabao over Burnley. Here we've been knocked out by Burnley in round 3. We are looking at 22 goals by Moses Oroz, 15 by Nagy, who is up to an 87 by the way. Listes up to a 93 with 11 goals, and 13 assists for right midfielder Vencel Nemes. Our return to the Premier League has been alright, 11th in the league and semi-finals of the FA Cup. That is something you can build on. Season 9, and we start off by once again loaning out a whole list of players. Kuksera, Ola, Nemes, Farago, goalkeeper, by the way. Tot, the backup striker, Pakai, the CDM, and even Fekete, centre-back. What do I expect of this team, is your question, maybe. Well, the CDMs are still a bit sus, but otherwise Ferenc has developed really nicely. I've loaned out the other CDM who's really good. The striking force is already Champions League worthy. The centre-backs are alright, Kirali needs to develop further. Nagy in goal has developed so nicely, Kerkez and Jakab are perfect. But yeah, the only positions really I'm worried about is the CDM. Finish yet, 8th position, it's going slowly, but we are coming towards our goals. 56 points, we are only about, let's say, 11 points behind Chelsea in 4th, 10 points behind Man City in 5th. Arsenal are the champions, ahead of Crystal Palace, wow. A wacky penalty shootout in the FA Cup goes to Newcastle over Liverpool. We've been knocked out by Bournemouth in round 3. And the Carabao goes to Brighton over Palace. We had that final like last season or something in the FA Cup. Whilst we get knocked out by West Ham in round 3, again, no real success here. Rashmund Nagy has delivered 14 goals for him, 14 goals for Oroz. I would have expected a little bit more. Listas with 13 and 10 and 8 goals for Nemes. The front 4 is absolutely brilliant. Slowly but surely we are going towards the top. Ferencváros in 8th position in the Premier League in season number 9. It's going to be double-digit season next year. Hopefully we can attack the top 4. With the likes of Tsonka was all now returned, Kuchera the right back, we are really stacked, even Nemes at centre back and Fekete. Certain positions we are really good, others then like the CDM spot not so good, but I'm quite optimistic going into this season with this very good side here. Again, the loan army gets extended. Alash goes to Arsenal on loan. Pataki, Todd, Peto, Ola, and even Kuchera all go out on a loan move. Finally, we've done it. Not only qualifying for European football, not only qualifying for Champions League football, but winning the league. 10 points clear of Newcastle United. Finally, Ferencváros are the champions of the Premier League. The FA Cup goes to Brighton over Ipswich. Here we've been knocked out by Southampton on penalties. And the Carabao goes to Leeds over Liverpool. Here we've lost to Notts County in round 2, swiftly moving on. Let's have a look at European competitions. The landscape must have changed, but Bayern's still on top of Arsenal. Some things never change. Europa League, Man City in there, defeating Marseille. And the Conference League goes to Villarreal in a kind of stacked final over Milan. Oroz has scored 29 goals, he's 88 rated, 15 and 12 for Nagy. We have Listes with 94 rated, 13 goals for him, and then look at the drop-off over here. Even Nemes had kind of a bad season. We've had a brilliant season, let's see what we can do in our first Champions League outing next year. At the start of season 12, we've actually sold 2 players, Ubalongiel and Belarocuz, because we've got better players in the positions, goalkeeper and left back, even on the bench. Alash, Ceres, Pakai and Farago still get their own moves. Meaning that this is the squad going into our very first Champions League campaign. Ferenc and Kata still at CDM because the others couldn't overtake them. Oroz, Listes, Nemes, Nagy all in their 90s apart from Oroz, but he's still only 24. Kerkez 92 rated, Jakubishvili 87, Jakab 86 and Kirali 82 with Nagy in goal 85 rated. And even on the bench we've got players like Kuchera who can share the load with Jakab. We have Sonka as a backup striker. A few good players, even Ola the left back is great. Really, even the backup goalkeeper 77 rated, not bad. Let's see how our first game of the season goes at Wembley Stadium, the FA Community Shield against Brighton. It's a 3-0 dominating win. Oroz, Kerkez and Listes all on the score sheet. Even third string striker Norbert Todt has been sold to Club Brugge in Belgium. First Champions League phase comes to a close and we finish in 4th place behind teams like Hoffenheim, Copenhagen and Monaco. Ahead of teams like Freiburg, Real Madrid only in 6th place. I can see a lot of surprising teams in here. There are Bayern Munich, PSG, Barcelona, Liverpool, all the way down, even Juventus. And in the league, we are leading ahead of Southampton on same points. That is crazy. 5 points ahead of Liverpool and 7 ahead of Chelsea in fourth. Our first Champions League knockout game against Real Sociedad, round of 16, away from home for the first leg. And we win 3-2. Lovas came on and scored the winner. Oroz and Oroz again with the other goals. 3-2. We go into the second leg. Can we confirm our spot in the quarter-finals here? Second leg against Sociedad. It's a 4-2 win. Nemes with a brace. Oroz and Kirali with the others. 7-4 in aggregate. Of course, in the quarter-finals, we had to face Manchester City. First away from home at the City of Manchester Stadium, and it's a 1-1 draw. Peron and Listes the goal scorers. At home for the return leg. Can we turn things into our favor at Groupama Arena in Hungary? Yes, on penalties. Oh God. It had to be penalties. 3-3 on aggregate, 2-2 on the night. It went all the way, 2 pens. Fenjeux and Oroz gave us the goals. Fenjeux in the 88th minute. And Polgar, Jakab, Nemes and Oroz scored. Fenjeux missed the pen actually. But Turin and Haaland of all people missed for City. First leg of the semi-finals, we are facing Napoli, the Italian giants, at home. And it's a 3-2 win. Nagy, Oroz and Oroz again with a brace. 3-2, we go into Italy with an advantage. It is second leg time. Can we qualify for the final in Napoli? It's a 2-1 win, and so we do qualify. We get another win, 5-3 on aggregate. We move. We're actually facing TSG Hoffenheim, who have beaten the likes of Real Madrid, Copenhagen in the quarters. We are facing them in the final, the German outfit. We do make it back-to-back Premier League trophies. 3 points ahead of Southampton, who've given us a great run for our money, but in the end we prevail on 77 points, quite low points total as well. Newcastle win the FA Cup over Norwich, but we've been beaten by the same Norwich in round 5. And the Carabao goes to Manchester City over Palace. Here we've been beaten by Brighton in round 3. The other European competitions goes to Atletico Madrid, the Europa League over Milan, and the Conference League to Alaves over Stuttgart. Oroz once again, 46 goals, really delivering. 31 and 11 for Listes with 94 rated, 92 rated Nagy with 16 and 16, and 12 and 11 for Vencel Nemes. A great season for those front four. Now it is time for Hoffenheim against Ferencváros, the Hungarian rebuild about to be finished at the Arena auf Schalke in Germany. Here is Milos Kerkez, one of our earliest signings, one of our few signings as well. Most of the players have come through the youth academy. As, for example, Oroz, who goes for it here already. Great play. Listes looking for Oroz. Can he get the shot off? Yes, it's just wide. This is Nagy still. Nagy looking for maybe the overlap of Kerkez. Exactly what happens. Here is Milos Kerkez looking for Kata. Here come Hoffenheim through Gendry, that right midfielder. Now Fernandez into Villiger, and our keeper with the long shorts has done it, the pants. Here's Nagy. Nagy so fast. Nagy, still Nagy. Can he go from there? Not really. Still though on the ball. Now back to Kerkez. This is Listes with the shot from distance. Good try. Nagy for Kerkez. We are really running riot with Hoffenheim. This is Jakab, the right back. Finally we get our breakthrough just a minute before halftime. It's absolutely deserved. Right back Jakab with a great finish. Just look at it. Tuck, tuck, and then Kata into Jakab. An easy chance actually for our right back. Careful, here come Hoffenheim through Villiger, the striker. This is Hoffenheim, and Kirali, the centre-back. Defends well the Vili-Orban region. Great interception by Listes. This is Oroz. This is a chance. Still Nagy. Both times blocked. Kerkez throwing into Listes. Now Fenjeux, the centre defensive midfielder. Wow, what a shot. I'm looking to bring on Nemes for Kirali, as well as Ola for Kerkez, even though that might be a bit risky. Don't care. Want to see more of those players. Here come Hoffenheim on the corner. This is Costa. A chance here for Hoffenheim. Good save, keeper. Corner from the other side now. Fernandez. Another chance and another save by our goalkeeper. Oh, chance for Hoffenheim. This is Fernandes. Still Hoffenheim. They couldn't score so far. Maybe they can. Here, Costa. Great save, keeper. Double save. Oh my, that was the chance. And still we give the ball away. We want them to score, as it seems. Still Hoffenheim, but Jakobishvili in the last seconds. That should actually be it here. We go forward one more time, and that's the Champions League final done and dusted. The Hungarians are back on top of the world, back on top of Europe at least. We've won the Champions League against TSG Hoffenheim through a goal by our right back Jakab. A bit of a unconventional final because we were the dominant side in the first half, but via the end we've made a lot of mistakes, stupid mistakes, but they went unpunished. And so Ferencváros, the Hungarian side, in the 11th season, have done it. An all-Hungarian team are on top of Europe, Champions League winners, Ferencváros. But lads, if you enjoyed this nation rebuild, this Hungarian nation rebuild, if you maybe want to see me take over a country like Hungary in terms of the World Cup, then by all means let me know in the comments. Also, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel. I will see you again next time. Our Captain Kata now lifting the trophy. It's been an absolute pleasure and a grind rebuilding Ferencváros, but we've done it. Until next time, it's been Rebuild Sombrero. I'm out.